Hello children, today let us learn the second lesson in SS, that is Bahmani Adil Shahs. In the history of Karnataka, Vijayanagara Empire was established in 1336 CE. Later on 3rd August, that is 1347 CE, the first Muslim dynasty of the Bahmani Empire came into existence. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Muhammad Shah was the founder of this empire. Battles were taking place continuously between the Bahmani sultans and the Vijayanagara kings. So these two kingdoms were fighting amongst themselves. They had conflicts between themselves, and by 1527 CE, 5 Shah dynasties came into existence. Among these dynasties, Adil Shah of Bijapura was the prominent one. The main achievements of sultanates of this dynasty are discussed in this lesson. They also gave prominence to literature, art, sculpture, and the achievements of Sultan Feroz Shah and famous Prime Minister Muhammad Gawan are discussed in this lesson. With this, Bahmani state's significant contributions are also discussed. Let's read and enjoy. When Vijayanagara Empire was founded, in the northern part of its Bahmani Empire was also founded in 1347 CE. The founder of this dynasty was Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah. Bahman Shah was working in an army of Delhi Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Let us go to the Bahmani Sultans, that is from 1347 to 1527 CE. Bahmani states had the parts of Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh states under its rule. In the beginning, Kalburgi was its capital and later Bidar became its capital. Bahmani Empire was in the northern part of Krishna River and Vijayanagara Empire was in the southern part of Krishna River. The great Sultan of Bahmani dynasty was Tajuruddin Feroz Shah. Yes, let us see this map here. The orange color, can you see in the map? It is showing the Bahmani kingdoms, and the green color is showing the Vijayanagara kingdoms. The pointer with red shows you all the ancient towns of these kingdoms. So in the north, you have the Bahmani, and the Krishna river is flowing between the Vijayanagara kingdom and the Bahmani kingdom. In the map, I think you can see the Krishna river. Now let us go to the famous person, that is Tajuruddin Feroz Shah, who ruled from 1397 to 1422 CE. This Tajuruddin Feroz Shah, he was a liberal, judicious and a believer of God. He made copies of Quran and he edited it for his whole life. He was also a writer, encouraged all languages, and also he was an expert in geometry and theology. Under him he sheltered many philosophers, poets, artists, and honored them. He established observatory in Maharashtra, that is Daulatabad. He also propagated the beauty of his capital, Kalburgi, and he built a new city called Ferozabad on the bank of Bhima river. Now let us go to Muhammad Gawan, who ruled from 1463 to 1481 C. So in the Bahmani dynasty, all the credit goes to Muhammad Gawan because he was really the great in that to bring up that Bahmani dynasty. Basically, he was a Persian and he was a man of honesty, and he worked as a prime minister in the reign of Sultanate of Muhammad Shah III. Important factors of Muhammad Gawan. Muhammad Gawan captured the three places which are shown here, that is Hubballi, Belgavi and Goa from the Vijayanagara Empire. The administration according to the Islamic law was followed by him. He encouraged revenue and also postal services. He also fixed taxes on the basis of land's fertility and irrigation facility. Tax was collected in kind here in form of cash. As a philosopher himself, Muhammad Gawan founded an university in Bidar, that is Madarasa. This university encouraged Islamic religion and law education. Muhammad contributed a lot in making this dynasty, that is the Bahmani kingdom, great. Religious leaders were jealous of his fame and they tried to murder him. On his tomb, it was written that innocent Gawan was killed. Let us go to the cultural contribution of the Bahmanis. First, let us take education. Bahmani sultans encouraged Islamic education. They also chanted Quran as part of their education. He gave shelter to poor people, orphans, and provided free food and shelter and also scholarships to students in madrasas. Quran philosophy and principles of Sufism were taught in his school. Now let us go to literature. Literary activities were greatly encouraged by the Bahmani sultans, and under them they sheltered many philosophers, poets and writers. Feroz Shah, Muhammad Shah II and Muhammad Gawan were writers and minister poets. Great Sufi saint and writer Bande Nawaz both belonged to this period. The language that they and the other foreigners used became famous as Dakkani. And this language, Dakkani, later developed as Urdu language. Let us begin with sculpture. The history of Bahmani dynasty is famous for its sculpture and architecture. Monuments in Bidar, Kalburgi and other places are in Hindu-Islamic style. It is familiar as Dakkani style. The first contribution of Bahmanis is Jamai Masjid of Kalburgi, and Muhammad Shah built it. So Jama Masjid was built by Muhammad Shah, and this was Bahmani's first contribution to Kalburgi. The tomb of Bande Nawaz is another prominent monument of Kalburgi. Let me continue. Bidar's Sola Khamba Mosque and beautiful palaces in the fort are famous. These buildings are decorated and have carved with wooden crafts on them. They also have 12 tombs in Astur near Bidar, which are also famous. The prominent monument of Bahmani kingdom is Madarasa, which is of more than 5 centuries old, and it appears in its glory because it is 242 feet wide, 222 feet long, and 56 feet height. And this was built, you all have to know, by Muhammad Gawan. Here in the picture you can see the Bidar fort. The next, the Jamaima Mosque of Kalburgi, tomb of Bande Nawaz, which is in Kalburgi, and I already told you Muhammad Gawan had built Madarasa in Bidar. So can you see the picture here? Let us go to the next 2.2, Shah dynasties. After Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani kingdom did not continue its rule strongly. That means it was getting declined. The sultans who came to power after Muhammad III were incompetent to rule after Muhammad III. So all the sultans who came to power after Muhammad III were what? They were incompetent. Their rule was incompetent and it was slowly declining. Muhammad came to power, but he was a little boy and could not rule the kingdom. So because he was a little boy, he couldn't rule the kingdom, and the last king was Sultan Kalimullah Shah. After his death, Bahmani kingdom was broken into 5 states of Shahi. Let us see the 5 states. Adil Shah of Bijapur, that is Vijaypura, now it is called. Bari Shah of Bidar, Qutub Shah of Golconda, Nizam Shahs of Ahmadnagar, Imad Shah of Berar. Now let us go to Adil Shahs of Bijapur, who ruled from 1489 till 1686 CE. So here are the Adil Shahs. The first one is Yusuf Adil Khan. Second, Ismail Adil Khan, Ibrahim Adil Khan, Ali Adil Shah, Ibrahim Adil Shah II, Muhammad Adil Shah, Ali Adil Shah II, Sikandar Adil Shah. Yusuf Adil Khan was the founder of Adil Shah's dynasty of Vijaypur. He was a good administrator and tolerant towards other religions. After him, Ibrahim Adil Shah II came into power. So let us know about Ibrahim Adil Shah II. He ruled from 1580 to 1626 CE. Ibrahim Adil Shah II was the great king among other sultans. He expanded his kingdom and became rich in his period. He got the title called Jagat Guru Badshah. He had also sheltered many Hindu philosophers, poets, and musicians in his court. He renovated Datta temple in his fort and encouraged puja rituals. He worked for the cultural harmony of Hindu-Muslim. He also wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navaras and tried to make music popular among Muslims. He himself was a great musician. Ibrahim Rauza, which is famous for its architecture, was built by him. Here you can see the monument Ibrahim Rauza, which is in Bijapur. Let us go to Barid Shah of Bidar, 1489 to 1619 CE. When Bahmani state was scattered into many provinces, Barid Shah ruled Deccan, Bidar, and other regions around it. Qasim Barid was the founder of this dynasty. After him, Ibrahim and his brother Qasim, who ruled Bidar, were incompetent kings. And because of their inner conflicts, this dynasty declined. Then Ibrahim Adil Shah of Bijapur captured Bidar. Like this, Barisha kingdom was merged into Ibrahim's Bijapur state. Let us learn about Qutub Shahs of Golconda, who ruled from 1512 to 1687 C. Qali Qutub Shah, he was the founder of independent Golconda state. He ruled the state with good administration, and in 1543 CE he was killed by his own son. Then comes Ibrahim. He had compassion for Hindu religion, and there were many Hindu officers in his administration. He changed his capital from Golconda to Hyderabad in 1589 CE. After him, Abdul Qutub Shah, Abdul Hassan, and others came to the power. But they were incompetent kings. And later, Golconda surrendered to the Mongols. Next comes Nizam Shah of Ahmadnagar, who ruled from 1490 to 1636 CE. In 1419 CE, Malik Ahmad, who was the chief of Junar province, founded his own state of Ahmadnagar and established Nizam Shah dynasty. He took Daulatabad under his control and expanded his empire. With the death of Chand Bibi, Ahmadnagar declined. So the next is Imad Shah of Berar. They ruled from 1490 to 1580 C. After the fall of Bahmani kingdom, 5 Sultan states came to existence. Imad Shah dynasty of Berar is one among them. It was situated between Penganga and Wainganga rivers at Warda, Tapti to north of Bidar. In 1490, Fatullah founded his dynasty. Ilichpur was the capital. Fatullah had a title called Imad ul Mulk. After his death in 1504 CE, his son Alauddin Imad Shah came to the power. He was an incompetent king. After him, his son Darya Imad Shah came to the power, and during his rule also, Berar dynasty continued its battles with neighboring states. After the death of Darya Imad Shah, his son Burhan Imad Shah took the power. During his rule, power came to the hands of usurper called Tufail Khan. Later, Berar dynasty fell into the hands of Vijaypura sultans. Now let us learn about the contributions of Adil Shahs. During the reign of 200 years, Adil Shahs of Bijapur contributed a lot to the fields of education, literature, music, fine arts, art and sculpture. Now let us see education under Adil Shahs. Adil Shahs were great lovers of education and they encouraged it. Their education policy was to develop Islamic culture. Muktab, that is mosque, and madrasa, that is college, were the educational centers. To go to literature, the contribution of Adil Shah to the literature is very prominent. Literature became rich in that period because kings were poets themselves. Many books were written in Persian, Arabic, Urdu, and Kannada language. In music, Yusuf Ali Adil Shah and Ibrahim Adil Shah too were great musicians. Ibrahim Adil Shah's work, Kitab-i Nawaras, was a great work in music. He opened a music school. Women of royal and rich families were interested in music. Then the fine arts. Ibrahim too was a fine artist. His court had many Persian artists. Beautiful paintings of flowers, plants, creepers, and other nature scenes were painted on their houses, walls of mosques, and floors. These paintings help to know aspirations, interests, and traditions of the people. Next, let us go to art and sculpture. In the history of art and sculpture of Karnataka, the buildings of Adil Shahs of Bijapura are the important ones. They built forts, palaces, mosques, and tombs. Their monuments are in Indo-Islamic style. Fort, the fort of Vijaypura is a big one and it has 96 bastions, the dome of which were built on fort, and 6 main entrances. Palaces. Gajan Mahal. In 1620 CE, Ibrahim Adil Shah built it. And this Mahal, it had 3-storied towers. Mathar Mahal, it is also a 3-storied palace. Ibrahim Adil Shah too built it. It is famous for its fine and delicate decorations. And in Azhar Mahal, rooms have different paintings painted on them. Here you can see Azhar Mahal of Vijayapura. Gagan Mahal of Vijaypura monument. Let us go to the mosque. Jama Masjid. Adil Shah built it. It is famous for its very wide prayer hall. It is a common building without any decorations. It has different new styles among other art monuments. Even the Ibrahim Raza was built by Ibrahim Adil Shah II in memory of his wife Taj Begum in Vijaypura. It has the tombs of Ibrahim and his relatives. It is the only Raza in India. It is called as Taj Mahal of South India. The mosque and the tomb are built on an elevated platform with a garden around them and compound wall around it. This is called Raza. Let us continue with Gol Gumbaz. Muhammad decided to build something that is even bigger and greater than Raza. He built Gol Gumbaz, a doomed tomb, in 1656 CE at Vijaypura. It has a big dome with a whispering chamber inside. It is a fine example for technology of that time. It is the fourth largest dome in the world and the first largest dome in India. Here you can see the Gol Gumbaz picture in Vijaypura and also the Malik-e-Maidan Firangi of Vijaypura. Jama Mosque of Vijaypura, and lastly you can see here the chronological period, that is the reign of Bahmani kingdom from 1347 to 1526. Sorry, it is 1527. Establishment of Madrasa in Bidar in 1461 CE. The reign of Adil Shahs from 1489 to 1672 CE. Construction of Ibrahim Raza in 1626 CE. Construction of Gol Gumbaz in 1656 CE. Thank you, children. Thank you for watching. Please show some love. Like it, share it, subscribe, and press the bell icon.